It all began in my father's office, a place that reeked of old money and desperation. The air was thick, suffocating, like the walls were closing in. My dad sat behind his massive oak desk, his hands steepled, his face grim, like he was about to sentence me to something awful. Next to him, my stepmother, Sabrina, played her part, dabbing at her eyes with a handkerchief so new it still had creases from the store. I didn't sit down, I couldn't. My legs itched to bolt, but I stood there, arms crossed, bracing for whatever bomb they were about to drop. Evangeline, my dad said, his voice rough, like he'd been gargling gravel. We have a solution. I almost laughed. His last solution had tanked our family business, leaving his name plastered across scandal sheets in bold, humiliating letters. What did you do this time? I asked, my tone sharp. He exchanged a look with Sabrina, her lips curling into a smile that was all teeth and no warmth. You're getting married, she said, her voice dripping with fake sweetness. The words hit me like a punch to the gut. I stared, waiting for the punchline, but their faces were dead serious. A laugh burst out of me, high and jagged. You mean you're marrying me off? My dad slammed his hand on the desk, making me flinch. It's the only way to save us, Evangeline. Do you think your fancy degrees, your charity work, your pride will keep this family afloat? My nails dug into my palms. To who? Grayson Wolf. The name stopped my heart cold. Grayson Wolf wasn't just a name. It was a legend whispered in boardrooms and gossip columns. A tech billionaire who'd built an empire from nothing, only to vanish after a car crash left him in a wheelchair. The rumors were brutal. Some said he'd lost his mind. Others said he was colder, more dangerous than ever. My stomach twisted into knots. Why me? Sabrina's smile sharpened. Because he asked for you by name. You're pretty, polished, and expendable. I swallowed the bile rising in my throat. They didn't deny it, which said everything. My mother's memory flashed in my mind, her warm smile, her promises that I could be anything. She'd build a foundation, a legacy, and now they were threatening to let it crumble unless I played along. I spun on my heel. No, you'll do it, my dad barked, or I'll let them take the house, your mother's foundation, everything she left you. The room tilted. I couldn't lose her, not again. My voice scraped out, barely audible. When? Tomorrow? They'd already signed the papers. I was just a pawn in their game, the final piece to lock into place. The next 24 hours were a blur: dress fittings, legal documents, and hushed warnings from strangers who had too much to lose if I messed this up. By the time I stood at the iron gates of Wolf Manor, my body was numb, my heart a dull ache. The gates clanged shut behind me, and a man in a crisp suit led me inside without a word. The manor was cold, to perfect, like a museum frozen in time. My heels echoed on the marble floors as we walked down an endless hallway to massive double doors. Grayson Wolf sat in a pool of fading sunlight, his wheelchair gleaming like polished silver. He didn't look up at first, his dark hair falling over a face carved from stone, a scar tracing from his temple to his jaw. When his eyes met mine, they were ice blue, sharp enough to cut. My breath caught. You're late, he said, his voice a low rasp that sent a shiver down my spine. I wasn't aware I was scheduled like a dentist appointment. I shot back, lifting my chin. A flicker of something amusement crossed his face, gone in an instant. He gestured to a chair. Sit. Every nerve screamed to run, but I crossed the room, sat, and kept my spine rigid. You know why you're here, he said, enlighten me. Your leverage, not wife, not partner leverage. His fingers steepled, his gaze unyielding. Someone close to me caused my accident. They think I'm weak now. Marrying you sends a message. I'm in control, and I know who my enemies are. I swallowed hard. You think marrying me will scare them? No, it'll expose them. And if I say no? His smile was slow, predatory. You already said yes. Unless you'd rather explain to your father why the bank's calling in his loans. My mouth went dry. He had me cornered, his claws already deep in my life. You're a monster, I whispered. Good, he said. It means you'll survive here. The wedding was no fairy tale. It was a transaction: men in suits, a priest who wouldn't meet my eyes, and signatures that felt like shackles. Grayson didn't kiss me, didn't even look at me. When it was done, he wheeled away, leaving me alone in the cavernous hall. A stranger in a house that felt like a prison. A ring on my finger that burned like a brand. That night, I wandered the manor's endless corridors, portraits staring down like ghosts. The silence was suffocating, broken only by the creak of the floors. I found a locked door in the west wing, reinforced with steel bolts and a keypad. Curiosity burned through my fear. I reached for it, then froze. Don't. Grayson's voice came from behind, nearly silent in his chair. What's behind it? My pulse raced. Nothing you need to see. You're hiding something. Everyone hides something, he said, his voice a warning and a dare. The trick is knowing when to look and when to pretend you didn't. I didn't sleep that night. Every creak, every whisper of wind, jolted me awake. Near midnight, a muffled scream cut through the silence, sharp and fleeting. I grabbed a brass candlestick and crept into the hall, the lights flickering overhead. The scream had come from that locked door. I pressed my ear to the steel nothing. Then the keypad beeped. The door cracked open. Heart pounding. I pushed it wider. It wasn't a room. It was a cell. A woman was chained to the wall, her wrists raw, her eyes wild with terror. Before I could move, a hand clamped over my mouth, yanking me back. Grayson's voice hissed in my ear, low and lethal. You were warned, Evangeline. Now it's too late. The door slammed shut, echoing through the empty hall. My hands shook as I clutched a glass of water, the ice clinking mockingly. Grayson stood in the doorway, his wheelchair a sleek extension of his unyielding presence. He was devastatingly handsome, even with the scars, his power undeniable. But those eyes cold, calculating made my skin crawl. You look like you're about to pass out, he said, his voice cutting through the silence. I set the glass down, my fingers trembling. You have a way of making an entrance, his lip curled, almost a smirk. Did you expect a knight in shining armor? Not at all, I fired back, my pulse spiking. I've had enough of those. His eyes darkened, the smirk fading. You look lost, Evangeline. Everything okay? Perfect, I snapped, sarcasm dripping. Just getting used to being sold off like a commodity. You think I wanted this? He wheeled closer, his voice low, dangerous. You're as much a pawn as I am. That's rich. Coming from someone who's never known what it's like to lose everything. His gaze flickered, something raw flashing through. You're wrong. You have no idea what it's like to lose everything. The air crackled between us, thick with unspoken pain. I wanted to push back, to challenge him, but his words cut deep. You don't get to play the victim here, I said, sharper than I meant. Is that how you deal with things, Evangeline? His voice dropped, intimate and deadly. By pretending you're better than everyone else? My heart thudded. He was too close, his presence suffocating. You think you know me, I whispered, stepping closer despite myself. You don't know anything about me. For a moment, something vulnerable flickered in his eyes, but he shut it down. You're right, I don't, and I don't care to. I swallowed hard. So this is how it's going to be. I just smile and play the part? You're not just playing a part. You're in this. Whether you like it or not, we both have too much to lose. You're asking me to trust you, I said, my voice shaky. Why should I? Because you don't have a choice. The words landed like a slap. I wanted to scream, to tell him I didn't need him, but he was right. We were both trapped. The door opened, a servant breaking the tension. Mr. Wolf, your meeting is ready. Grayson wheeled away without a word, pausing only to glance back. Don't forget, Evangeline, I don't need you to trust me. I need you to survive me. I stood frozen, my heart pounding. The city lights glittered outside, mocking me. Then the door clicked open again. Grayson was back, holding a thick, sealed file. Don't think this is just business, he said quietly. You're in this now, for better or worse. He dropped the file on the table. I hope you're ready. The chapel was breathtaking, ivory walls, gold accents, chandeliers dripping with crystals. Roses scented the air, but the weight of 1,000 eyes made it hard to breathe. This wasn't the wedding I'd dreamed of as a kid. No love, no romance, just survival. Grayson's gaze burned into my back, his tailored suit sharp, his wheelchair gleaming. His face was a mask, always calculating. The priest's voice rang out. Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today. I couldn't breathe. The vows felt like lies, but I had no choice. My mother's legacy, my family's survival, it all rested on this. Grayson's hand twitched on his chair as the priest asked, Do you, Grayson Wolf, take this woman to be your lawfully wedded wife? I do, he said, his voice cool, final. My turn came, and the words stuck in my throat. But I thought of everything at stake. I do, I whispered, the lie burning my lips. We exchanged rings, his touch cold, clinical. He didn't look at me. The priest declared us married, and the crowd murmured approval. I tried to smile, but the ring felt like an anchor. Then I saw her, Victoria Montgomery, my old rival, standing at the back, her eyes gleaming with malice. She was here to remind me who I was really dealing with. Grayson, I whispered as we left the altar. He didn't respond, just wheeled toward the exit, his jaw tight. I followed, my heart pounding, knowing something bigger was coming. Wolf Manor was a fortress of black stone and creeping ivy, its windows like dark, judgmental eyes. The floors creaked like the house was alive, watching me. Grayson was always there, his gaze following me, cold and unrelenting. The silence was oppressive, broken only by the distant housekeeper, Mrs. Carrington, or the silent butler. I tried to make the place mine, but it felt like a nightmare I couldn't escape. One night, in the library, I found a moment of peace, flipping through an old book. Then the door creaked open. Grayson's presence filled the room, the air growing colder. "What are you doing?" His voice was sharp, accusing. "Just reading," I said to calm. He stared, then left without a word, the door clicking shut. My heart raced. What was this place? Why did every moment feel like a test? Small accidents started happening, a vase knocked over, a chair misplaced, stairs too slippery. I brushed them off as nerves until I tripped over a wire stretched across a hallway. My heart pounded. Someone was watching, waiting. Then, one evening, the staircase railing gave way under my hand. I caught myself, but fear clawed at me. Was Grayson testing me? Or was someone else here? He appeared at the top of the stairs, his gaze colder than ever. "You're careful, aren't you?" "I'm fine," I said, my voice trembling. "Just a little careless." "Careful doesn't come easy here," he said, his words a chilling warning dot in the library again. I felt it, the house holding its breath. The door slammed shut behind me, and I froze. Footsteps echoed in the distance. Grayson appeared, his eyes unreadable. "You don't belong here," he said softly. "And neither do I." Before I could respond, more footsteps approached, someone who might hold the truth. A storm hit that night, the wind howling, rain battering the manor. I avoided Grayson, but the tension between us was unbearable. In his study, the fire crackled, too lively for the dead air between us. He wheeled in, his expression dark. "What's your plan?" I blinked. "What do you mean? You're not here for me, are you?" His words cut deep. He was right, I hadn't chosen this. But something had shifted. "You think I want this?" I snapped. "I'm stuck here, just like you." His jaw tightened. "Don't pretend you're the victim. You have no idea what it's like," I shot back. "You think you can control everything, but you can't. Not even us." His eyes flashed with pain, raw and unguarded. "You think this is easy for me? Locked in this chair, watching everyone move forward while I'm stuck?" I froze, stunned by his vulnerability. "I didn't ask for this," I whispered, softer now. "Neither did I," he said, exhausted. "But here we are." The silence stretched, fragile and heavy. "You think I don't know what it's like to feel trapped?" I asked. "I feel it every day, suffocating in my own life." He didn't respond, just stared, the storm outside mirroring the one between us. "I'm not a charity case, Evangeline," he said finally. "I don't need your pity. I don't pity you," I said, my voice cracking. "I just don't know what you want from me. You don't trust me, and I'm starting to think I don't trust you." His eyes flashed. "You don't trust me? After everything? You think I'm the one who can't be trusted?" "I don't know who you are anymore," I admitted. "I don't know who I am." The storm quieted for a moment, and so did we. He rolled closer, his gaze searching. "You're right," he said softly. "I don't trust you, but I might trust you more than anyone else." The words hit like a tidal wave. Before I could respond, the door crashed open. "Grayson," a panicked voice said, "we've got a problem." His face paled. "Get out," he told me coldly. "We'll talk later." A knock woke me later, sharp and urgent. Grayson sat outside my door, his hair damp, his jaw tight. "You need to come with me." I followed him to his study, the air electric with danger. Papers were scattered across his desk, a laptop glowing with a web of names and photos. He pointed at the screen. "Read." My stomach dropped. At the center was Grayson's name, linked to his trusted associates. One name, circled in red, stood out: Henry Calloway, his best friend. No, I whispered. It can't be, it is, Grayson said bitterly. Henry's been selling me out for years. He threw a photo at me, Henry meeting a man with an insignia I recognized. My family, the Marcanos. He's working with the people who ruined me, Grayson growled. The ones who put me in this chair. What are you going to do? Confront him. Tonight, we drove through the storm to Henry's office, the rain blurring the world. Grayson's silence was deafening, his hands gripping the wheel. At the sleek glass building, he told me to stay behind. Inside, Henry's smile faltered when he saw us. Grayson, this is a surprise. Cut the crap, Grayson snapped. We know. Henry lunged for his desk drawer, but Grayson was faster, drawing a gun with chilling calm. Don't. Henry froze, then smirked at me. You think you can trust her? Her father was one of them. Grayson's eyes turned to me, betrayal burning. No, I pleaded. It's not what you think. But the elevator dinged and boots echoed. The Marcanos were here. We fled, Grayson's chair skidding across the garage floor. In the car, he wouldn't look at me. Say something, I begged. What's left to say? His voice was raw. You've been lying since the day we met. I didn't know who you were at first, I said desperately. I stayed because of you. You became more important than any of this. He didn't respond, just drove recklessly through the rain. In an alley, he stopped, turning to me, pain in his eyes. Tell me the truth. My father was with the Marcanos, I admitted. He wanted me to spy on you, but I couldn't. You're more than they said. He stared, walls cracking. Then he kissed me, fierce and desperate, a collision of fury and longing. I hate you for making me feel this way, he rasped. I know, I whispered. I hate me too. His phone buzzed, shattering the moment. His face hardened as he read the message. We sped back to the estate, where armed guards swarmed. Another leak, the security chief said, eyeing me. Inside your staff, photos and a file showed me talking to a Marcano, an innocent warning, but it looked damning. I trusted you, Grayson said, his voice deadly. I didn't betray you, I cried. I was protecting you. Get her out, he ordered. The guards dragged me into the rain, Henry's smug smile haunting me. I stumbled to a warehouse, finding files I'd hidden, proof of a deeper betrayal. The accident wasn't an accident. It was a hit, orchestrated by Marcus Brandt, Grayson's mentor. I ran back to the estate, slipping through a broken fence. Inside, I saw Marcus behind Grayson, a knife glinting. I smashed a window, alarms blaring, and tackled Marcus as he lunged. We fought, Grayson pulling himself across the floor. I hurled a lamp, guards swarmed, and Marcus was subdued. Why are you here? Grayson demanded. I threw the file at his feet. Because I couldn't let you die. He stared, then softened. I don't know if I can trust you. I'll prove it, I vowed. Another guard rushed in. Henry's gone. He took the prototype. The estate became a war zone. Men in tactical gear stormed in, led by Marcus, freed and vengeful. Grayson and I fought side by side, bullets flying. Marcus aimed at Grayson, but I took the bullet in my arm, pain searing. Grayson tackled Marcus, guards pinning him down. You're bleeding, Grayson said, catching me as I swayed. You saved my life, I whispered. He kissed me, a promise in the chaos. An explosion rocked the estate, Henry, with the prototype, a weapon that could start a war. The battle ended at dawn, the estate in ruins. Grayson's hand found mine, his eyes soft with hope. You stayed, he said. I never left, I replied. I pushed you away, he said, cupping my face. I was too afraid to believe this was real. I choose you, I said. Every day. He kissed me, slow and reverent, sealing our vows. We rebuilt the estate, our love growing stronger. One night, under the stars, he asked, marry me. Not because we have to, but because you choose me. I do, I said, laughing through tears. Our new wedding was simple, just us, vows whispered under roses. We made love under the stars, every scar a testament to our survival. I love you, I whispered. I love you too, he said. Always have. Our love wasn't perfect, but it was ours, raw, relentless, real. And in the quiet moments I knew we'd fought for this, bled for this, and it was worth every scar.